no control over him. He does crap whatever he wants.
Okay, well, I mean...
you go ahead and have yourself a popsicle there, fella. He'll do the work for me. Oh, and white orb, a magical white stone of crystallized devil spirit. Oh, they changed, so purple orbs are no longer a thing. They're white orbs now.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so that fills up my DT gauge.
Yeah, which is at max now.
Now, I see 2 bars right above that look like a bird and a cat. I wonder if our buddies here have health gauges. So, like, if they die, I can't summon them, I'm guessing.
I'll keep an eye on them as you're fighting, because I know that, at least for me, that's one of the last things that I pay attention to. But since I'm obviously not playing actively, I can pay attention better.
Agreed. Yeah, and please do, because that'll help me out, because we're playing this blind, man. So
yeah,
if we want to play later, which I know you're going to play later with your hubby, then this will be helpful.
No, we'll see about that. Shadowbringers comes out in less than 2 weeks, so
this is true. Stalemate. Your demon pets will stop moving if they take too much damage. So they do have health gauges. So keep an eye on their gauges in the upper left corner of the screen to see how much vitality they have left. These demons recover from stalemate by themselves over time. You can speed up their recovery by moving V close to them.
That is so funny. We're literally talking about it, and then the tutorial pops up.
Exactly. There you go.
We're just...
Well, hi, demonic root. That looks like it's from... Dude, I'm still going to be making Onimusha references because I really do think that this game is heavily hinting towards an Onimusha revival.
This bridge looks
well, totally didn't...
Which I hope happens.
E3 2020.
So speaking of E3, there's one thing I want to take care of right here now that's going to actually surprise a few people. I know what I said on the podcast, and I've actually kind of revised my thoughts on the matter. I kind of owe an apology to Final Fantasy VII Remake people. Oh, well, but first, V has to save a trainer. Or save himself.
This is very much saving himself.
Yes. Why did I want to take out the root again?
They're getting rid of the demon trees. I mean, they are pretty grotesque. I wouldn't want to wake up to seeing one of those, even though I'm pretty sure
Gold orb,
everybody's dead.
Good. Well, the other thing that's just very interesting about it is we have demon trees. The last Onimusha game was based around demon trees. So that's why I'm kind of wondering about that. Anyway, so I owe an apology to the Final Fantasy VII Remake people. Because, look, I have my issues with the FF7 Remake. I've made it very clear that I have those issues.
More power.
But, after watching a few videos this week, I kind of came to a realization that just because I don't like the idea that they're doing yet another game with 7, if this had been an announced remake of Final Fantasy IV for me, would I technically want somebody to rein in on my parade kind of deal? And so I'm kind of taking the approach of I'm glad that you guys are getting what you want. You guys are finally getting the FF7 remake. I still don't think it should be episodic. I still have issues with a few other things, but what I'm basically resolving is, and Brinton can tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, I'm not gonna be heavily critical of it right now. I'm gonna let people have their moment, you know? Because at this point, again, if this had been a game that I was heavily excited for, would I want somebody to rein in on my parade?
Probably not.
Probably not. And so, and the bottom line is that I'm still very interested in an FF7 remake and what they're doing. So purple orb for so the purple orbs still exist, but now they're just basically blue orbs.
Okay.
So this will increase my DT gauge. So am I in the right or am I in the wrong, Brinton?
No, I think you're in the right, and that is extremely mature of you to be able to state that. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, nobody wants to have. I feel like I'm almost hypocritical for saying this because I've at some point have said very rude things to people's enjoyment or excitement over a game, but nobody wants to be talked down to or told hey, you shouldn't be excited for this kind of a game. How dare you praise them and want to throw your money at them, because nobody should really tell you how to live your life or how to spend your money or how to enjoy your video game experience.
Well, and another thing that kind of spurred the conversation was seeing the reaction of Kingdom Hearts 3 fans when the game came out, and how I don't know if you've kind of noticed this, but well, I know how to use double trigger, so don't worry too much about that. But so now I have basically a double trigger for both of my birdie and tiger friends.
That's so cool.
Look at that. But what I'm basically talking about is, like, there was such hype for Kingdom Hearts 3 when it was about to come out, and everybody was like absolutely excited about everything that was coming out about it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the game came out, holy crap, did they turn. They absolutely turned on that game. Oh, I can read the book. What does that mean? I probably should have read that tutorial.
It fills your DT gauge.
Oh, that's helpful. Okay, so let's get this going, and I'm actually just going to summon up Big Guy. Hey, Big Guy!
I love how he just, like, bursts from the ground.
He just comes out of nowhere, doesn't he?
This is like a good time to read the book to fulfill this tutorial.
Okay.
He's a little creature formed of joy and will love without the help of anything on earth.
Can I do that? Oh, there you go.
I'm like super confused about this book still though, because it has like V on the front of it. And
Yeah, the Book of V. That's so weird.
like he's some sort of apostle or something.
Maybe he's foreseeing his own emo downfall.
I mean, kudos to him for being able to like confidently read that book over and over again.
There we go. Killed that guy off. So yeah, that's just kind of my take on it. Is I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy FF7 Remake with everybody. I still have problems with it, but we can solve those problems later.
Yeah, I am also a little nervous about it being episodic as well, like you were stating, just because when did it get announced?
2015.
Yeah, and it's coming out.
And no, I'm not counting the tech demo, guys. That was like, so there was a tech demo in 2012 that kind of sparked the conversation of, oh, they should remake FF12 or FF7 and do it some proper service. But no, the official unveiling was 2015.
Yeah, so I mean, from official unveiling to actual release was still 5 years. So that's what bothers me about it being episodic, because it's like, do I have to wait 5 years? Do I have to wait for like 2025 episode 2? Like,
yeah, that's kind of the worry, isn't it? I'd much rather just have them work on and finish the game now. And if that means we have to wait an extra few years, then great.
I would be fine waiting an extra few years, to be honest. Because like, again, we got a reveal 4 years ago, and then it was just pretty radio silent for the next subsequent years, and just recently we're finally getting gameplay footage, a release date for the first episode. I don't care how many Blu-ray discs they have to put the entire game on. Like, just give it to me all at once.
I'm a touch worried just about the 30 hours in Midgar. I think that's probably too long in that area. But if that's what they want to do, it makes me worry that other areas like Nibelheim will be less in time. And I want more time put in those areas. Like,
I don't feel that's the case, because like, yeah, you spend a good portion of your time in Midgar, but even then it was still not to the equivalent of 30 hours in its initial original release in the 90s. I feel like they're going to be adding in a lot of like extra random things to do, and that will be carried over in some of the other areas that you explore.
That's true. It could be.
I feel like they're going to be doing a lot more with Nibelheim that they couldn't have done back in 97.
Plus, another worry that I have with the Midgar stuff that they've shown, granted, the stuff they've shown of Midgar has been really, like, early game. But if let's just say the 30 hours is just in Midgar, there's one character that's missing that hasn't been unveiled yet.
I'm trying to think of who that is.
That would be Red 13.
Yeah!
Red 13 is found in the Shinra building. And so at that point, we've had nothing to go into him, and he's one of the guys I would really like to see what they're gonna do with. Tifa was a cool reveal. Don't get me wrong. Aside from my own personal issues with it, but we still haven't seen Red 13 or Nanaki, and I really want that. Or I'm sorry, I say Nanaki, which pisses people off from the FF7 playthrough. That's what I called him back in the day, and now I just love doing that.
Well, I mean, it's June, and the game doesn't come out till March, so I'm pretty sure that we will get something more by year's end.
Well, and I could already tell you, like, as soon as that game comes out, me and Andrea have already discussed it, we will be live streaming. I think we even talked about, like, we should really invite Brinton over so he can try it out with us for the first time.
I'm pretty sure, like, we'll pick it up too. It's just, again, there's so many different games that Nathan and I want to get in March that I don't even know what we're going to, like, prioritize our funds to first. Because I can already tell you I want to play Watch Dogs Legion, like, probably right out of the floodgate. But then Animal Crossing comes out a couple weeks after that. So it's just a matter of how I want to spend my time and making sure that we actually have the money for it as well.
That's true. But what I will say at this point is that the invitation is open for Brinton if he wants to come over and try, like, because it'll probably be like a Saturday when we do it. Like, you can come over and join in when we take it on for a couple of hours.
Yeah, I would be very interested in that. So we'll have to revisit that in March.
That would be very interesting to be able to do, but I just at least wanted to be able to say, like, to all the people who are excited for FF7 Remake, I'm excited they're here. I will be playing it right along with you just to see if they are able to make a good game out of it. I know that a lot of dedication is being put towards it. One of the most entertaining things on YouTube to be able to watch is, do you by chance follow Maximilian Dude at all?
No.
So he's like a really popular fighting game YouTuber.
Okay.
Well, because he does a lot of Twitch streams on it.
Yeah.
But his favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VII. So much so that he actually bought like a bunch of memorabilia back from like dev teams that were up on eBay. So like he has a jacket from the localization team of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, way cool.
And actually, so he didn't go to a majority of E3, but he did get invited to the FF7 Remake reveal press conference kind of area in E3, and he got to be able to meet Yoshinori Kitase, the director of FF7 Remake, as well as Tetsuya Nomura. So, or at least, no, never mind. He met with the producer of FF7 Remake. And Kitase, who was, I believe, he was a producer on the original FF7. But now he's the director of the remake.
All right.
So it's actually been really helpful and kind of sad to watch because all of the development on it has been like bringing him to tears. He's like, I'm finally getting what I want. And what made it worse was he just barely told a story of when he got to meet Kitase. They've been watching him the entire time in the press conference. They were literally looking over at him every minute of everything that they were showing.
Yeah.
And he was actually getting really worried as to why. Oh, shit. V hates the van, apparently.
It looks like it.
Hi? I didn't mean to beat the crap out of your van.
He's the one who called her.
Well, apparently she doesn't care that he beat the crap out of her van. Cool. But yeah, so like they were constantly looking at him, and at the end of the press session, he asked if he could get a picture with Kitase. And so he put that up on the video. He actually found out that whenever the team was very stressed out and drained of energy, like they were trying to figure out how to do this game, they would pull up his reaction video to the 2015 reveal of FF7 Remake to watch his reactions, and that would re-energize the team when they didn't have any morale. So they constantly did that to re-energize themselves, to remind them like what they're doing this for. And it like broke him. It literally moved him to tears that it was his video that they were watching.
That's like moving me to tears. Like, oh my gosh.
No kidding, right? That's actually really it's amazing as far as I'm concerned. It kind of brought me back to all of the times that, you know, you wonder whether or not the game developers care about the fact that you buy their games or anything like that, and then you hear like you invigorated them to be able to do it. That's such a cool thing to hear, especially from either a fan or a dev standpoint. So I'm very happy about that for him. Hence why I kind of decided, like, I'm not knocking this game anymore. I'm just not going to do it. Because there are a lot of people who are absolutely excited for this. And by the way, thank you for the innocuous pose there, Nico. Could you just give me like 1 inch more where I can see your underboob?
I'll look away.
Just watch how many people on YouTube are officially offended by me being a guy. A guy that wants to see lady parts? Heaven forbid.
Well, in the words of Taylor Swift's newest song, you need to calm down.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. If you haven't listened to that song, whether or not you're a Taylor Swift fan, you need to go listen to it. So that way, when I say You Need to Calm Down by Taylor Swift is my new life anthem, I want that to make sense for you.
Okay. And it's literally called You Need to Calm Down?
Yes.
All right.
It is such a great song. I love it.
That's actually kind of hilarious. She made a song called You Need to Calm Down. No, seriously. You need to calm down. Okay. I'll go listen to it.
It's a goodie.
Oh, cool. Blue Orb Fragment. Okay, so we have that now. Oh.
You don't
crap,
have
we don't have that yet, so.
Yeah, you don't have. You used up your Nidhogg hatchling to open up the area to use another hatchling.
I did, in fact, do that.
So there's.
How dare I?
I know. How dare you use a hatchling to then have to use a hatchling?
So I just want to bring this up too, because I actually have a little bit of a purpose here. So let's move on to a game that I have mocked to another game that apparently people think I hate. Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh yeah, let's definitely get into this.
People, I've never been able to get past this, Brenton, where I did my review of Breath of the Wild.
Right.
And Kate, let me just set the stage a little bit here, people. I didn't give it a bad grade. All right, I think my final grade for it was like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And I gave my reasons why it is so low. I still stated that I liked the game, but I just had some minor issues with it. Oh, that looks familiar. That parasitic feed. Speaking of Nidhogg.
Nidhogg. I never liked this guy.
You catched. I know you.
Done as a box of rocks. Let's not even mess with this guy, V. He can't even leave the Clyphod anyway. Just a Clyphod parasite.
Did you insult me?
Wow.
I think he hurt me. He's angry.
Thanks, bird.
Not in this lifetime. As the air to a bird, or the sea to a fish, so is contempt to the contemptible.
I just love the way
we
this
thought
guy
it was
talks.
a sword. It's actually a cane. It's not a sword. It's a legit cane. He's been beating the crap out of. He's been stabbing people with a cane.
That's hilarious. Good for him, I guess.
That had to hurt. Anyway, so yeah, I gave Breath of the Wild like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, and therefore, according to some people's perception, that means I hate it. And I've been getting knocked for the last little bit of like, well, I mean, can you really comment on Zelda anymore because you don't like Breath of the Wild and everybody else loves Breath of the Wild?
Wait, somebody actually said that to you?
Something to that effect.
Oh my gosh, just because...
but
I don't have words for that.
Here's the thing I want to point out here, guys, is that, yes, I had issues with Breath of the Wild, minor ones in the grand scheme of things. So before you get mad at me, keep that in mind. I had issues with the shrines themselves being very small in comparison. The reasons are too much to count, but one of the things I want to point out with that is I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I actually love a lot of the stuff that they're going to be doing with it, even though I might not be able to sleep after playing.